here. Now, are you daughter? Daughter, okay, and then, okay, very good. What's this, the odd man out over here with his back? You know you're going to get a reading. Is there anybody in particular that you want me to start with, or just?
No, not really.
No, okay. Can I start with your dad then?
Sure.
Okay, all right. So, okay, so the first thing from your father is about laying a foundation. And I think this is literal and emotional too. I don't know, have you guys been either doing some concrete work around your house, or where you had to do something with your basement, or where there was an issue with the foundation at home?
Crawling under the house yesterday.
Yeah.
And looking at it, yes, yeah. So he's acknowledging that, and again, saying that he's with you. But he also says that you've laid it such a solid foundation for the family. But a lot of that came from how you watched him and modeled him. So he's recognizing the connection there. There's an R like Robert or Richard or a Ralph who's connected to your family. Or to your, I mean, it's for both of you.
I had a brother, Robert.
Robert, yeah. So I'm going to talk, a Bob. Good, he did come through after all. Okay, so your brother says, no one could make him laugh the way you did, but he also had an ability to make you laugh. And he says he knows you're okay when you're laughing and being silly. Kind of like she's okay, the lady before is okay with music, but your brother says when you're laughing and being silly and joking around, then he knows everything's right. He shows me a deck of cards too. I don't know if you guys have been playing card games lately.
Play cards a lot.
Do you play cards?
Yeah, we
Not so
do.
much lately.
Yeah, maybe get back in the habit of it.
Yeah.
Because your brother says that's always fun, and he loves to see how you try to cheat. And he makes sure everybody knows that you're cheating. He always gets called on it, doesn't he? Yes, he does.
He played blackjack last night.
And you played blackjack last night? He was there, and you didn't get away with your cheating. There's a Sam or Shane who's here, who's connected with your family, or a friend. You know, he's a friend or someone close around the family. I think he might be a neighbor kind of person with you. But your brother says you got a lot of good people in your life, and he feels really happy with that. Were you having to make copies of something just recently, or were you making photocopies or trying to duplicate things?
Yes.
Yeah. You are doing such good work. But his brother, and from your mom too, don't put so much burden on yourself to be a perfectionist. Trust and then do your best, but don't fight with the perfectionism so much. That's an important thing for you to know. There's another younger man who's connected with you guys too. Did you lose a friend either in high school or have someone closer in age to you, a younger man who's passed?
In high school.
You did?
You lost a friend.
Yes. I got to talk to him for a minute. He's like dynamite, because he says he didn't need to be here for a long time to make a big impact. And he just says he did what he needed to do, and then he headed back home. So he's very, very happy. And I don't know if you played basketball in high school, if your team, he's acknowledging that, playing basketball and shooting hoops and having all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, he and your brother are hanging out, just with the whole family. It's a very, very good connection. Your brother talks about not being afraid to let go, and it was okay. He says it was okay when it was time to go. It was okay to go. I don't know if your shoulder had been hurting you lately, or if you'd had some kind of issues with your neck and shoulder.
Yeah, I've had rotator cuff surgery.
Yeah. Your brother says that it's a sign of age, old age. Yes, that's what he says. He's looking young and fit, so he can criticize that. No, he's recognizing that. And there's do you have two other children who are not here?
No.
Do you have two little ones? No, there's two more in the family. There's like two siblings. There's a group of two children. Do you have two siblings who are still here?
Yes, two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two that are
Yes. Okay, so Bob is acknowledging the two who are here, and then the two who are there, he and with the rest of your family. So yes, he says to tell the other ones here that he said hello and that everybody said hello. And there's an S as in Susan or Shirley, a lady with an S name who's still physically here, who's connected. Oh, have you lost?
His grandmother was Shirley.
She's Shirley. Okay, I told you I'm going to talk with your grandma. did you ever help her like pick up her grass or mow her grass? She says thank you. Yep. You always charged your fees are way too high, she says. She's very kind. Now, I know I mentioned cardinals earlier, but I will tell you, your grandmother says cardinals are the sign that she sends you, that she's watching over you. Always. There's just little cardinals that she'll send to brighten your day and to catch your eye. Because she says that you stand out. A cardinal has a bright color and it stands out in all the other birds. And she says you stand out in a crowd, and don't ever be ashamed of that. She says that's a very good thing. There's an M connected to you who's here, like Matt or a Mark. Someone who's friends with you that your grandmother's talking about. And she said, huh? Mickey, yeah. She says to talk with him or to stand up there. Now, about 6 months ago, your grandma says you were making changes. I don't know if you'd started a new job or if you'd taken a class or done something different. And she says it was the right thing. It was the right thing. And there's a Brooke or Barb who's connected to you too, who's here. Somebody who again would be real helpful to you that your grandmother says you could talk to or turn to. Were you getting on to him about getting a haircut recently?
He was just talking about needing one, and he always does it on our date night.
On the date night?
For a haircut.
Yep. Well, so your grandma says you're due for a haircut and a date. It is. Oh, that's awesome. Well, your grandma is very happy for that. And she wants you guys to, I don't know if you talked about going to a state fair or if there was some kind of like a carnival thing, but do something that's fun like that, like real childlike. She likes you so much. She says you're just a really good connection and appreciates the balance that you bring to the relationship. There's a November birthday or anniversary in your family that your grandma's recognizing. She says, oh, I know, the dates and him and birthdays, he's not going to remember, but tell your family. They'll know who she's talking about. And I don't know if, in your house, do you not open the blinds every day, or does it stay dark in your house? Your grandma says, let the sunshine in. The sunlight is good for you. And I see her in heaven with beautiful plants and just everything growing green and lots of light. And she says, you'll feel better if you'll open the windows and let the air in and let the sun shine. That's important. She shows me Disney World, like the Mickey Mouse ears. I don't know if you guys have talked to, are you talking about going down there?
I just bought tickets last week.
Last week, yeah. Well, she's going to be first class while you guys are back. And but no, she'll be with you. Your grandmother loves you so much. There's a pond that's close to your house, too. She says just get out near the water and talk with her and see her spirit. There's a Kathy or Katrina or Casey who's connected to you, who's still physically here, who would be a good friend or someone who would be encouraging for you. The next couple months, I think you're going to be speaking up for yourself, maybe in a way that you're not always comfortable with, but that is a very good thing for you to do. So just know all your angels want you to speak up for yourself. Be your own best advocate. Your brother showed me like an old record player too. I don't know if you guys had gone through some old LPs recently, or if you have. When you were little, did you listen to the radio a lot at home? Listen to radio programs and records. Yeah, he remembers that, and that's what I'm seeing. The family gathered around and just letting your minds go, just the imagination and the togetherness. So he's recognizing that. There's a lady with an M name who's with your family too, Margaret, and I think she's your family. Did you have an aunt or someone, Maria or Marilyn? Or it could be Ramona. Okay, not right now. Did your grandmother have, or was there someone in your family who was like Marie or Mona? Huh? No, not that you can think of. Ask your mom, because with your grandma, there's another older lady, like Mona or Maxine. It sounds like that. She just says, I'm just so proud of you, and just so proud of you. Did you skip rocks when you were little? Did you skip rocks a lot and go to, yeah. She just shows me, just taking good care of you and keeping you when she needed to. And you're always safe in her heart. And she says that her home was always a heart for you. There was always love there. And she's so glad she got to share that with you. There's a cobbler too. I don't know if she made a lot of peach cobblers or apple cobblers, or was she famous for that kind of? Her pies. Yes. Well, that's what she'll have, the biggest, best one waiting for you when you see her again in heaven. She always is here to take good care of you. There's a September birthday or anniversary in your family that she's mentioning. So it's coming right up next month. Huh? Okay, his son. Yeah, she watches over him too. She says he's been fighting a lot of things lately, and you just keep loving him. You can't fight fire with fire, she says, because somebody's going to get burned. But she says if you'll just love him and be patient, he'll come around to things on his own. I don't know if he's been sneaking food or eating too much, or if you've been getting on to him about his diet. But your grandma says just don't nag him so much. He'll appreciate that if you don't nag him quite as much. He needs to feel love. She's very sweet, but she knows how to tell things straight too, which is kind of neat. She loves you and just wants the best for you and for all of your family. But you're on the right track, and the relationship for you guys too. It's a very good connection. So back to Bob just for a moment again. It shows me a piggy bank. And talking about savings, and you must have been finding pennies or doing a coin collection or something lately. And he says anytime you find the change or pennies, that would be from him, that he's with you. There's so there's a lady who had like a liver. Okay, two things. Did you have a lady from your family who had diabetes, or who had some kind of liver complications, or something where it was in the stomach and the gallbladder, pancreas, that area?
My sister did.
Your sister did. That's her, yeah. So that's your sister-in-law then. I'm going to talk with her just for a minute. She says there's so much that she kind of kept herself held back for in life, just didn't want to take too many chances. And she says she's so glad you're living, and that you express that and you share it. She just is so happy for you. She says, yes, life is eternal, but any given lifetime sometimes feels too short, so just keep on speaking love. It's so important for her. She tells me about flashing your phone or doing something with your phone lately. I don't know if it's been blipping off and on or doing weird things on you, but when that happens next time, just recognize her and acknowledge her, because she wants to connect with you a lot more. There's an A like Annie or Anne, who's connected with your sister, who is connected with your family, who she's remembering. It's from someone from when you were younger. I know, I'm getting quiet again. Hang on. Also back in May, there's a birthday or anniversary that your sister's talking about, connected to your family in May. But she's, again, really glad that you're going to the Orlando trip and doing all those things. Your grandmother says she's the whole reason that you came up here. We called your ticket to get you up here so that your grandma could really tell you just how much she loves you. Your sister wants you to really connect with her more so than what you ever had, and so for your brother too, for Bob. He says just relax and know you've got such a good foundation. Now it's time to just play. And no cheating on the cards anymore. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here you go.